Yo, and welcome back to another episode, another edition of the 343 podcast. I'm your host, Jason. I'm back. I've served my suspension on the sidelines. I'm back in the firing seat. I'm not alone, never alone. I'm joined here with AF and Riaz. AF, how's it going, man?
Yeah, all good, man. The weather's been nice and warm this past couple of days, so not complaining about that at all. But apparently, we're getting another huge cold front tomorrow, so I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to bring the heater back out again. It's taken its leave of absence over here, so yeah, I need to probably bring it out for the next couple of days again. But yeah, otherwise, I'm all good, man.
Lovely, lovely. Definitely the calm before the storm. It's been so chilled. It's been nice and
Yeah.
mellow, and I can feel in the air this evening like, okay, something is on its way. Um, Riaz, how's it going? It looks like it's going very winterly on your side there with that beard of yours.
Yeah, I've been a bit on the ill side, but getting back into it now. I mean, I guess it's not a good time to coming off the illness if it's going to get cold now. So
Mm.
it's a bit of a paradox. But yeah, we've left AF to his own devices for a couple of weeks, just to kind of let him fly without us. But we're back now to help him out. You got Siad though to come out of retirement, which is something that we try and do every week. So and it's the man's birthday today, so happy birthday to him as well. So that was something good that came out of it. But yeah, doing well. Happy to be back.
Yeah, it's been a while since the three of us have actually been on. AF, I haven't forgotten. That's a nice change of scenery. Those were your words. Nikita Ziad, AF. It's a nice change of scenery. Riaz. We'll remember that. Okay, this guy, he said it with his chest.
Yeah, he
um,
did.
but
You
yeah,
guys
no,
abandoned
truly,
me. You
no,
guys
no. Look,
abandoned me. I felt that
I
right here, right here.
well, I felt that when you said a change of scenery, that hurt. That was that got deep. But yeah, enough of that bickering. Thanks for all the love and support over this last few weeks. It has been a steady growth, and we have noticed it. And we're not going to put two and two like since Riaz and myself were absent that the growth has gone up. Let's monitor those stats this week, and we'll see if it is us actually that is the reason. But yeah, we've got a lot of content for you guys this week. We've got our transfer roundup, some of the rumors that are circulating, and then we've got our community shield preview. So we're going to jump straight into the transfers. If you're going to take us away with your transfer, and that is one regarding Aaron Wan Bissaka.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one because this all started from West Ham were first interested in Nusal Mazraoui from Bayern Munich, and it looked like that those talks were advancing quite nicely, and then Erik ten Hag thought, okay, let's try to get the band back together over here, and he wanted in. And the moment Mazraoui heard about that, he just left West Ham in the dirt and said he only wants Manchester United. So that puts United in the driving seat for that, but United needs to make sales in order to fund that transfer because of financial fair play and all of those things to basically stay within line. And it seems like there's been a sort of a freeze in those talks because they're trying to like work it out. And Wan Bissaka now being linked with West Ham, uh, Man United I think 120 mil for him. West Ham came in with I think a 16 mil offer. So there's about 4 or 6 million give or take that they split on. And yeah, I think the deal is going to be made eventually. It's just a matter of time, and I think it's a good move for Wan Bissaka because I think the pressure of Man United as a team name weighs very heavily on quite a few players, and I don't think that Wan Bissaka, after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left, the type of football that Erik ten Hag wants to play,
Hmm.
Wan Bissaka is very limited. Yes, as a defender, he's probably one of the best one-on-one defenders in the league, if not the best one-on-one defender in the league. But going forward, you can see where his limitations are. And if United want to become a better team, they need a more well-rounded fullback. And I think Masraoui, like we've all seen him play, we've all seen his capabilities. I think he checks all of those boxes. And then him competing with Diogo Dalot for that first right back spot, they that competition is going to be much better than the Diallo Wan Bissaka one, where you knew like once all that entire back line is fit, Diallo would be starting. There's no chance that Wan Bissaka starts ahead of him. So yeah, like I think it's a good one. It's a 30 mil loss that United will be making on the player. I think they paid like 51 mil for him back in 2018, 2019. Um,
Yeah.
from Crystal Palace. So they're gonna make a huge loss on him, but I guess it's just looking to the future and looking for a more well-rounded team.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate though.
Do you want him at Spurs, Riaz? Is that what you want?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Well, it wouldn't work in our team anyway. It's just, I mean, unfortunate that he's a pretty good player. Obviously, they bought him 51 million, like AF said in the first place. So, I mean, it's not like he's not really a good player, or he's not going to be able to kind of do a job for you as a right back. It's just that, I guess, for whatever the reasons that AF has just said, now it doesn't work out for him at Manchester United, and West Ham are kind of doing really well with what kind of the business that they seem to be doing this season, or in this transfer season. So I guess, and they've been without a right back or a decent right back for a while. I guess so far will do you a job, but Wan Bissaka is a top six in my opinion, a right back. He's a top six right back, and I guess it's just that it comes down to the type of the football that the managers want to play. 20 million, I think, is a steal. I think it's really, really good business. And I still feel like, though, the left back side of the United team is where the issue is actually, not really the right back side, because they have Dalot, and Dalot is way better than Wan Bissaka, and he's the best right back that they have, like I have said, with the way that they want to play. So to bring Mazraoui in for, I don't know how much he's going to be, maybe 20 as well, I think that's a bit redundant. If you're going to bring Mazraoui in and then sell Wan Bissaka for the same amount of money, it's kind of redundant. Whereas Wan Bissaka can play at left back when he's needed. I guess Mazraoui can as well, but it's really interesting to see how United are going about the transfer window. It's better than they have been previously, but it's going to be interesting to see if well, I guess once this goes through, then everything can go from there. They can afford, I guess, De Ligt as well, and Mazraoui from there as well. So we'll see how it goes. But this is definitely a good move for Wan Bissaka if he's going to play more games, and it's in a team more his level that he'll be able to shine in as well.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think also in the signing of Mazraoui, if it is obviously confirmed and those things, it provides that extra level of cover again, with somebody who's maybe a bit more comfortable in slotting in that left back slot. Shaw hasn't had the best luck recently, and he came back for England in the latter parts of this Euros, and he done a job, right? But it's also it's always going to be in the back of your mind as to when is he going to break down again. So I think you then stretch. If you go Dalot at left back, you then have a very competent and a capable right back, or vice versa. So I think it definitely aids. That loss is not going to look good, but it's that English tax that I think Man United, of most teams, they fell into it with a lot of the signings. So any sale now is never going to compare to what they had paid for their actual players and stuff. So I think 20 mil is good. I think West Ham have had a very good window. Like Riaz said, they're strengthening in the areas that they need to strengthen. It's just whether they can actually string it together under Lopetegui, and actually push forward there. So that's definitely one to work out, and also just to watch out for all the ripple effects that happen after if he goes and how that influences who United sign after.
I mean, we're talking about English tax, and we're going to get to a player a bit later in this episode where the English tax is absolutely crazy. But definitely, just to echo what you said, I think Mazraoui and Dalot as interchangeable fullbacks works much better than Dalot Wan Bissaka. Wan Bissaka struggles with his left foot a lot, and if whenever he was played at right back, you could see he would be in a perfect crossing position, but then you'd pull back and he'd cut in and he'd pass the ball to McTominay or Bruno or whoever in midfield. So
It's because there's no one in the box for him.
not
That's
ideal.
why.
Sorry?
There's never anyone in the box for him. That's why.
No. Dude. There was always somebody in the box. It's just the fact that he can't use his left foot, so he'd rather just pass the ball back into midfield, and then they can try to move the ball forward. But yeah, that's besides the point. We're speaking about transfers, so yeah.
Okay.
That's
No,
why
no,
I
no.
get quiet afterwards.
Yeah, no. So that wraps up AS1. Aaron Wan Bissaka. I think he just wants him to go, and that's just from a Man United standpoint. Riaz, who are you watching, and what are you covering for us today?
Yeah, I think both the ones that we are going to talk about next is kind of English taxable. So as AF alluded to there, and like it says on screen, I'm covering Mark Gurley to Newcastle. I'm from Crystal Palace, and they want, of course, 60 million for Mark Gurley, Crystal Palace. Now they value him around 60, 70 million, which is, I mean, all about English tax. I mean, it's he was England's best player in the Euros for sure. We grant him that, but I mean, nobody is going to outwardly say that they are going to pay 60 million for Marquis. Maguire went for 70.
Given the
Yeah,
chance. Yeah.
True, United will for sure. But
United.
I guess they have Licha there, so maybe they'll only play 45. But I think his market value currently is, I think, between 40 and 50. And but Palace are asking, of course, 60 to 70. And Newcastle, it will be good for Newcastle to get this deal done. Not looking at the kind of price tag, but just for the kind of player that he is, and kind of the way Newcastle want to go forward in terms of taking that next step to kind of consistently get into a top 4 position for the next couple of years. So I think this will be a really good piece of business for them if they can get it over the line. Just that that price tag is a bit of a shocker. And I understand. I mean, like we spoke about Wan Bissaka now a couple of years ago, 2018, 2019, that was sold for 50 million. And now it's however many years later, and 60 million seems like normal inflation kind of a thing. So I guess it's just the way the market is at this point in time, where the prices are exorbitant, plus the English tax, of course, that we're talking about is put on that. But as a player, I think it'll be a good move for him as well. Although Crystal Palace did show some good form at the end of last season. They showed good form. They played really, really well. And you never know, they might be fighting Newcastle for that Europa League spot this season. So it might be a lateral move, but you can see kind of over the past couple of seasons, the proof is in the pudding when it comes to Newcastle. They are improving a lot. Eddie Howe is a great manager, and he's making very, very smart calls. And they're doing really, really well in the league, even though they kind of underachieved last season because of all those injuries and things like that. So this is only going to increase the squad depth and kind of be a good transfer for them in that left centre back position, where I guess Sven Botman, we're still young, can kind of move to the right when Fabian Shaw was like 34 or something like that. He's old now when he eventually moves on. So while 60 million is a bit too much for Mark Gurley, I think that if Newcastle can get maybe 55 accepted, I think it'll be a good piece of business.
Yeah. So what I've read is that they're trying to get him in because Sven Botman he's been injury prone more often than not, and they're trying to ensure that they get good quality cover for him in the event that something happens to him again this season. But like you said, the starting of the season would most likely, or the majority of the season rather, would most likely be Gay and Botman as a starting pair. I don't know where Dan Burn fits in with the left back spots. Like I don't
They
know what's
love
happening
playing him
in
at
that
left back for
target.
some
And
reason.
yeah, but yeah, I think it will be a good move. What I read was 60 mil plus add-ons, so that could amount to the 70 that you spoke about earlier. And then on the flip side, Palace is already looking at Trevor Chalobah to slot in Gay's absence or in Gay's departure. So I think Ali Glasner. Sorry?
No. I thought you went to Ipswich.
Oh,
Trevor
okay. No,
Chalobah.
like
No,
the article that
no,
I read earlier on, it said that they are they were already in talks with Trevor Chalobah's
oh,
camp.
okay. No, then
So
I'm completely wrong then. Sorry.
yeah, and I think Crystal Palace would be a good destination for Chalobah.
Yeah,
I just think Oli Glasner is a really good manager, but the fact that you'll lose Gay, Olise, and possibly Eze in one window, and I've
yeah,
heard rumors of Mateta leaving as well. Those are
yeah,
four huge players that he built his team around in the last
yeah,
4 months of the season, last year. So that's it's going to be interesting to see how he moves forward. There's a lot of money that he's getting from all of these sales, so the reinvestment is going to be interesting. But yeah, I think as a move for Gay, this the Newcastle one is a good one. I think you will be able to deal with the price tag much better than Maguire did at United. Um, I don't think like you won't get captaincy here as well, so that's something that you won't have to worry about. But I just think he's mentally stronger than Maguire is, and I rate his quality. I think it'll be a great signing for Newcastle.
And it doesn't get that kind of negative press or whatever that comes with going to United and not doing well for a couple of games.
Yeah,
Like that just messes with you. Like Manchester United are this team where if you don't perform for a couple of games, they're on you like all the time.
the
And
media especially.
yeah, and that kind of just messes with your head. But like you say, it seems like he has a good head on his shoulders,
Yeah,
and hopefully it'll stand him in good stead.
yeah. No, for sure. It's I think it's a good move, and it signals Newcastle intent as well. Like we were saying, it's that progression plan that they have in place now, that they're signing young and they're signing up and coming or partly Premier League established players, which is what you want. You're wanting
yeah,
someone to come in and slot in immediately with the experience of playing in the Prem that can handle the sort of level. Yeah, 60, it's tough, but it's the same. I think I had the same thought around City signing Ake for almost 50, right, when he was at Bournemouth. I think he was like 24, 25. He was at Chelsea, went out alone a bit, but he was a Dutch international, and they signed the potential of what could be, right? It's the same with something similar to Arsenal paying 50 for like Ben White when he was unproven at Brighton and Leeds and stuff like that. There was a player there, and there is a player in Mark Gay. Like you said, he was probably one of England's better players at the Euros, very consistent, very unassuming as well, not a flashy centre back, and he also comes with a good grounding. I think coming out of Chelsea's academy, it's not like the worst academy in
yeah,
London. They have produced quite a number of stars that have gone on. So yeah, I think it was a very good signing, and also it allows him to play the team that he's going to compete. Whether Crystal Palace handle losing all of these guys, I mean, Eze possibly going to City, Mateta, like you were mentioning, it could shake up. It takes out the four best players that they had in that back end where they pushed, where Olise did well,
yeah,
he's gone. Eze's found form because of Olise, he could also be gone. Mateta went on that hot streak, he could, so it's like, yeah, it knocks them. But yeah, it's not my club, so I mean, if I'm gonna get 60 mil for one of my guys, I think we'll probably take it and try and reinvest. But yeah, all good. That wraps up Mark Gay. For my transfer this week, also got a bit of a ripple effect. So Dom Solanke, another Chelsea boy, mind you, coming out of that Chelsea ranks. Yeah, linked with a move to Spurs, 65 mil. Bournemouth, I think they'll close their eyes and they'll say, "Look, you can take him." They'll be sad, but 65 mil.
the
Whether he's
English
worth
tax
the
again.
65, yeah, whether he's worth the 65, I don't know. I think he had a very good season last season. He's been very consistent in that he can score goals, and I think maybe since Kane's left, and it's not been very long, it's been one season, but possibly add a focal point for them. I think Sonny played his best football when he had somebody, when he was playing off somebody. So I think Solanke offers that. I think people, they underrate him. He's not a world beater, but he's somebody that can get you a consistent number of goals, and he can add a presence up front. He has a lot of energy. I think it would be a good signing. Whether it's 65 mil, I don't know. I'm looking at this one because if he does go there, I think Bournemouth come after Eddie Nketiah, so that's maybe money in our back pocket. So somehow North London, there's some sort of a balancing, Spurs pay 65, we get something for Eddie. It kind of works itself out. Yeah, I think he could possibly be what Spurs maybe lacked last season. I don't know, in the crisis of not having a striker and throwing Richarlison on and him scoring once every 6 games and then playing Kulusevski through the middle, which is fine and all, but I think Arsenal showed that you need to have a good striker to actually compete with all of the top teams. So, yeah, I think there's a good signing. I'm not sure if Riaz feels the same way. I think it's a good sign for Spurs. Yeah, let me hear from the Spurs man himself, and then if we're gonna jump to you after that.
If you're gonna charge me 65 million, I'm gonna tell you to check. I do not want to pay that kind of money for someone who is basically a harder worker, but Richarlison.
Riaz, this man scored 19 goals for Bournemouth, my bro. Richarlison had
21.
And he scored, yeah, he scored 6 goals over like 2 seasons, bro. There's no, I think there's levels to this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you said about him as well. Like all the good things you said about him, and like I even agree with the fact that he'll be a great signing for us. I think he'll be really, really good. I mean, I asked you at the end of last season. I told you, I asked you who you wanted to fill that striker spot at Arsenal, and I threw in Dominic Solanke for Arsenal because I thought he'd be a good fit. So I'm not taking away from the fact that he'll be a great signing. Like I think that if he comes as well, he'll score goals for us and you'll add to the team 100%, no doubt about it. But if you wanna charge me 65 million, you can have him rather, please. Don't come at me with that nonsense. 65 million. I mean, that makes no sense to me. I'll give you 40 maximum. Maximum I'll give you is 40. Don't come at me with 65 million. That's a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, we bought Richarlison for 60, and that was also a bit much for my liking. So if you want to charge me 65, that doesn't make any sense to me. Plus, I honestly feel like last season the issue wasn't really that we weren't scoring enough goals. I think we scored enough goals last season. I think the issue was at the other end of the pitch where we just kept conceding. So it doesn't really matter if we have a good striker or not. In my view. I think we did well in crafting goals. Yes, having a good striker does make a difference when you're chasing for the title, which is not what we're doing, and not what we're going to do for the next couple of seasons. So I think, but nonetheless, having him will obviously advantage the team, no doubt about it. Like you said, everything you said about him is spot on. He's a great striker to have, and in a Bournemouth team, he scored so many goals, and yeah, a talisman would be good, but the way we play. Off the ball, we need someone like it, but on the ball, our play isn't really centered around a striker or a target man type thing, which is a positive and a negative, to be honest. It's a negative where we kind of fit people into that 9 role that doesn't need to play there or doesn't usually play there, but the system works. So it's very odd where if we had an actual 9 that played there, he would score more goals for us and he'd do really well, but then the system kind of suffers from it. So it's a very 50-50 thing for me. But 65 million, way too much for Dom Solanke. But if you're gonna, I'll take him hands down. If you're gonna give him to me for 40, I'd love him. I'd absolutely love him.
So that actually won't happen because his release clause is 65 million. And Spurs want him that badly that they are willing to pay his release clause.
Why do we want him that badly? That's what I don't understand that.
The thing is, it's Richarlison that's going to be making way. So the noise since Monday, I think, is that they're trying to push Richarlison out, and then using that money to basically make up this transfer.
That's fair, actually.
I don't agree with it because. Sorry, you can go ahead. Yes.
No. I was just gonna say if we can get like 50 for Richarlison from Saudi, I'd take it, and then I guess I'd be okay with 65 million, but still it's too much.
Like I think they will, whatever they decide financially will end up working out. But I don't agree with the fact of selling Richarlison. You guys want depth. You guys want quality depth.
Yeah.
Like you're going to need both players.
Yeah.
Sell the people that are on the fringes. Sell the people who were warming the bench for 70% of last season. I don't understand why you'd want to sell one of your more important players or one
Yeah.
of the players that frequents the starting 11. So that doesn't really make sense to me. And I feel like Dom Solanke and Richarlison would actually work well together. So I don't know. Like I'm all for the signing. I think it will do amazing things for Spurs. The 65 million coming in for Bournemouth, Iraola will probably do a madness with reinvesting those funds as well, because he also turned Bournemouth around quite a bit last season. But yeah, like I don't agree with Richarlison sale. Like it's absolutely silly, I think.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, take the 65, go after Malkay. If you're saying that all of your issues are at the back, take the 65 that you're going to spend on a striker, work Richarlison to the bone and see if he's going to work, and then go sign Malkay.
Yeah, you need a quality backup for when Van der Ven gets injured again this season.
In the first
Yeah,
2
when his
weeks.
hamstrings move slower than
Yeah.
how he actually goes, and it snaps, that man ran himself into the treatment room.
Shame.
Yeah. So that essentially wraps up all the transfer talk for us for this week. If we're missing anything, and if you want us to maybe speak about a certain transfer, let us know. We are more than willing to do it. We can push out some content before the season starts. And even outside this league, if there's something that interests you, let us know. We've got the comments. Interact with us. Let us discuss and see if our thoughts are your thoughts. But yeah, that concludes the transfer video for this week. We will be pushing out another video sometime soon, possibly tomorrow. It's a Community Shield preview. So please just be on the lookout for that. Guys, thanks. And we'll chat soon, I guess. Good to be back, and peace.
See ya.